For generations, society has presented gender as a simple equation, male or female. This binary understanding, however, fails to encompass the vast spectrum of human experience. Gender identity, a deeply personal aspect of self, extends far beyond the confines of this traditional framework. This essay delves into the complexities of gender, exploring the diverse ways individuals experience and express their identities. A gender identity refers to an individual's internal sense of their own gender. It is a fundamental aspect of self that can align with the sex assigned at birth or differ significantly. This internal sense of being a man, woman, both, neither, or existing outside of these categories shapes an individual's understanding of themselves and their place in the world. It is crucial to recognize that gender identity is not determined by physical characteristics, but rather by an individual's deeply held sense of self. Gender identity is not a choice, but an inherent aspect of one's being. It is formed early in life and remains a constant throughout an individual's lifespan. Attempting to change or suppress someone's gender identity can have detrimental effects on their mental and emotional well-being. Understanding and accepting the validity of all gender identities is essential for creating a just and equitable society. The traditional binary view of gender fails to capture the fluidity and diversity of human experience. Gender is not a rigid, unchanging category, but rather a spectrum along which individuals may identify at various points throughout their lives. Some individuals may identify as gender fluid, experiencing shifts in their gender identity over time. Non-binary individuals, on the other hand, identify outside of the male-female binary altogether. They may identify as genderqueer, agender, bigender, or use other terms to describe their unique experiences of gender. The diversity of non-binary identities underscores the limitations of traditional gender categories and highlights the importance of respecting individual self-identification. Transgender individuals experience a disconnect between their assigned sex at birth and their true gender identity. This discrepancy can manifest in various ways, and not all transgender people choose to medically transition. It is important to remember that being transgender is not contingent upon physical appearance or medical interventions, but rather on an individual's internal sense of self. Untangling the threads: gender identity, expression, and orientation. While often conflated, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation are distinct concepts. Gender expression refers to the outward manifestation of one's gender identity through clothing, hairstyle, mannerisms, and other forms of self-presentation. It is important to note that gender expression does not necessarily align with an individual's gender identity. Sexual orientation, on the other hand, describes an individual's enduring physical, romantic, and/or emotional attraction to others. It is separate from both gender identity and gender expression. A person's gender identity does not dictate their sexual orientation, and vice versa. Understanding the distinction between these concepts is crucial for avoiding assumptions and respecting individual experiences. Culture's shaping hand: norms and expectations. Cultural and societal norms play a significant role in shaping our understanding of gender. From a young age, we are bombarded with messages about what it means to be a man or a woman. These messages often reinforce rigid gender roles and expectations, limiting individuals' freedom to express their authentic selves. However, societal views on gender are evolving. Increased visibility and advocacy from LGBTQ+ individuals and allies are challenging traditional norms and promoting greater understanding and acceptance of gender diversity. As we move away from rigid binary understandings of gender, we create space for individuals to live more authentic and fulfilling lives.